of the entire budget that we spend needs to be cut, and then 20% of all currency needs to be burned. Immediately burned. I mean, destroyed. 20% of all U.S. currency needs to be immediately destroyed. And that's the only way that we can recover from the debt over the next 200 years, is how long it would still take us at that rate.
See, the debt is...
And that's what we would still have the exact same GDP. Here's the biggest problem. We would be spending 80% of the GDP on paying the debt, and it would still take 200 years. We would be able to afford basic government functions like paying Congress, Senate, President, Secret Service, and the military. But other than that, everything else would have to be cut.
Well, we could go more radical libertarian to like libertarian retard world, where we actually bring back as much military equipment as humanly possible. We store it all. We end all federal jobs, and basically we do a complete revolution where we take over the Federal Reserve. We take over all branches of government. Like, basically, the whole thing has to essentially dissolve. There's no more income tax. There's no more corporate tax. There's only pocket-sized constitutions, 38s, and 1,000 rounds of ammunition. And
well, that's a great dream, but that one would not be sufficient enough to fix the problem and keep the republic going.
Because we can't pay back the money.
I do like the pocket constitution with a 38 pack behind it, though. That's always beautiful.
Because we could essentially ignore the debt and declare bankruptcy and say, sorry, world, we ran a big scam, but we're willing to essentially shut it down as opposed to rejoining the King of England. That's my point, is like, if this merger is happening, like, you're going to see just how automated and roboticized everyone is. People will just accept this as being like, cool, you know? They will think it's cool.
You're convincing me more and more that we need like a literal military coup. Like, that's what you're convincing me, that we need something drastic to alter the course, or else every single path leads to it's like Thanos right now, where I'm Doctor Strange. How many options do you win after the 14 million you just saw? Only one.
But see, this is the rise of Napoleon. Will we have a Napoleon? I doubt it.
Yeah, his name is James Snyder, and I'll do it correctly.
Good luck. I don't think that... See, this is the thing. The spirit can do... I don't know if you know what the word Napoleon means in French, but it means lion in the thicket. It's a word for the Holy Spirit. And so the Trump is endowed with the Holy Spirit. I mean, to think...
Yeah, he definitely is. He's a Napoleonic... I wouldn't call him like a Hitler or a Stalin. He's definitely Napoleonic, and he's doing the exact same errors that Napoleon did.
Well, that's the thing is... I think Trump is so mercurial that when he gets to England, see, he's the kind of guy who can get blackmailed, but he can still dislike you and throw a stick in your eye. See, when you get blackmailed and you get co-opted or essentially corrupted and you can't turn away from it because your hands are so dirty now, you still get angry with people who are disgusting, or, you know, because Trump seems to be like a very fastidious man. You know, like exacting. And he's got a lot of class, a lot of style. So it's like, if he goes over there to sign a compact or some type of new charter without congressional and Senate approval, well, then now he really does become like Napoleon of the Republic. And you may love him or you may hate him. And that's the thing where it's like, I just don't see violence breaking out. I think we're all going to get hypnotized because the cell phone is really you now. You barely exist. And if the programming goes to your cell phone, 80 to 90% of the population will do them. So that's the type of automatons we're living with. It's definitely like Matrix and Neo. Like, you will be walking amongst people who have no idea that they are just simulations in the Matrix, and they're actually sitting in an energy pod, you know, on some fucking, you know, storage harvesting.
Yeah, that's essentially what we have now. And, you know, I always love the Napoleonic comparison with Trump, because the 2020 election is what I use. It was almost exactly like Napoleon being exiled after losing, and he had to go sit on, what is it, St. Mary Island or a different island, Ednuda or some shit like that, some French word, where he was exiled for like 2 years. And it almost